It was just for the excitement. All right. Reverend Mary.
Hi, everyone.
Tina Meeks is here. Tina Meeks is right there. There's Tina Meeks.
Yay, Tina.
What do you think it's time for?
I think it's time for everybody to stand and sing.
Good morning, Redondo. Let's get up and make some music. Oh, is that what it was? Oh, okay.
I see joy, I see peace, I see goodness surrounding me. I see love in every breath I breathe. I see God in everything. I feel joy, I feel freedom. I feel beauty that lives in me. I see perfection in what life brings. I see God in everything. I feel joy, I feel peace, I feel goodness surrounding me. I feel love in every breath I breathe. I feel God in everything. I know happiness, I feel freedom. I feel the beauty that lies in me. I feel perfection in what life brings. I feel God in everything. I know joy, I know peace, I know goodness surrounding me. I know love in every breath I breathe. I know God in everything. I know happiness, I know freedom. I know beauty that lives in me. I know perfection in what life brings. I know God in everything. I know God in everything. I know God in everything. Yay!
It's
Perfect.
sounding good this morning, Redondo.
Please look at your neighbor and greet them with love.
Hey, how you doing, man? I appreciate it.
Good morning. Is everybody present? Good morning, wonderful people here at the Redondo Beach Center for Spiritual Living. We welcome you, we appreciate you, and thank you for your presence. If you're here for the first time, will you raise your hand, stand if you can, and let one of the greeters give you a gift package. In our class this morning, in between class, I spoke and they said they could not hear me. I have a mic now. Mind is the master power that molds and makes. Man is mind forevermore he takes. The tool of thought, you think what you will. Bring forth 1,000 joys, 1,000 ills. You think in secret, it comes to pass. Environment is only your looking glass. We are God. We are God fed, God led, God protected, God directed. God shows us the way to have the most perfect day in every kind of way. Our musicians today, all the trio. And where's Mrs. Meeks? Oh, there you are. Come on down.
Good morning, everybody. Well, you all ready for a wonderful, wonderful Sunday? Sometimes you have to kind of just let it go first and see how it flows, and that's what we're going to do. Let me just put this down. When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. And in my hour of darkness, she is standing there in front of me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. And when the broken-hearted people living in the world agree, there will be an answer, let it be. For though they may be parted, there is still a chance that they will see. There will be an answer, let it be. Let it be, let it be. Let it be, let it be. There will be an answer, let it be. And when the light is cloudy, there is still a chance that we may see. I'm gonna let the sun shine until tomorrow, let it be. Yeah, I wake up to the sound of music, and Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom. Let it be. Speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Oh, let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. There will be an answer, let it be. One more time, let it be, let it be, let it be. There will be an answer, just let it be. Let it be.
Tina, I have your CD at home, and I bet you have more with you. That was excellent. Thank you, trio. Thank you. Andy, Bruce, Oliver, thank you. Hey, good morning. Dr. Moira's talk for today is spiritual vibration. So we find in the Science of Mind text on page 643, by the way, that Ernest Holmes says, from what we term inanimate to man, all are made of one substance, and that the difference in form is due to its vibration. He terms vibration of thought mental atmosphere. And on page 350 states that each of us has a mental atmosphere, a thought vibration. And this explains our likes and dislikes, especially of those we meet. So we know through quantum physics that everything in the universe is energy. We know that everything is moving and vibrating. And we know that we are energy too, and we are giving off vibrations as well. And I know what you're thinking right now. You're thinking, I know this already, this is nothing new. I knew this since the Beach Boys sang Good Vibrations in 1966. But did you know that Brian Wilson included that in his song because his mom talked to him about the vibrations that people give off? Something that he thought was a little scary because it was something you couldn't see, but you could feel it. And so he decided when he wrote the song that he had a lot of thoughts and feelings and especially emotions that he wanted to string together. And so he created that musical mosaic as a result. And it's just a reminder, too, that we often are not aware of the vibrations that we are giving off. So Dr. Holmes teaches that consciousness is key, that an awareness of what we focus on is essential. We've been given wonderful instruments to measure these with, and those are our emotions, our feelings, our intuitions. So as we follow these gifts, we move from a place of feeling negative, replacing that negative thought with something a little more positive, replacing that thought with something a little more positive, till we make the emotional journey to a place where our energy is higher and our consciousness is higher, our vibration exudes only goodness. So a few years ago, I went to a seminar at another Science of Mind center, and it was by a professor at UCLA, Dr. Judith Orloff. You may have heard from her because she's written many books. At that time, she was talking about a book that she had written, Positive Energy. So one of the fun things about that gathering was that when there was any little cell phone jingle that happened throughout the group, she allowed them to take the call and tell us what the topic was about. And invariably, it had something to do with her presentation. So, of course, I bought the book. And she had been a psychiatrist for many years, so these were techniques that she used with her clients. So you may be interested in a few of those. What she's saying is that if we enhance our own energy, we in turn raise our vibration, and that affects what we are attracting to us. So here are a few of the steps that she mentions. Becoming aware of our inner self, learning to recognize and to allow intuition to guide us. Maintaining a spiritual practice, one that includes meditation, prayer, silence. Honoring our physical self, giving our body nutritious food, healthful movement, rest. Releasing negativity from the past, maybe through positive affirmation, possibly journaling, maybe therapy. Fostering healthy relationships so that we feel a sense of oneness and a sense of wholeness. Opening to creativity, opening to abundance, and finally, allowing ourselves to relax, to retreat, maybe even release circumstances, people, or events in our life that are not as healthy as they should be. So what's the virtue of undertaking all of these things? We can enter any setting and bring harmony and goodness. We can enhance the lives of people that we interact with. We can inspire others to be aware of what they are doing, thinking, and giving off. and we can be a conduit of the divine and electrify everyone in our world. So please repeat after me. I am still and listen to the guidance within. My feelings empower my thought. My thoughts are focused and bring forth good. So it is.
Please stand and sing with me. I let the love wash over me. I let it be. Yes, I let the love wash over me. I let it be. Now I let the joy wash over me. I let it be. One more time on joy. Let the joy wash over me. I let it be. I let the peace wash over me. I let it be. I let the peace wash over me. I let it be. I let it be. One more time. I let it be. All righty. And now we're going to have Miss Lucy come and share our announcements with us.
I always get a little intro song. These are short, so I'm going to do a little shameless self-plug and say thank you to everyone who's been giving me congratulations. Thank you. If you haven't heard, I made the International Teen Leadership Team for Centers for Spiritual Living, so I'll be serving in that role for 2 years, and I'm really, really excited to serve this community, and thank you so much. Now for our announcements, Visioning on Monday nights is on vacation for the month of August. Dr. Moira is asking our loyal group of visioners to continue to vision for our center and for world peace wherever you are. Richelieu Hall is currently closed for renovations. There will be coffee served out on the front patio area near the umbrella tables, and there will be chairs set up in the foyer of Richelieu Hall after service to sit and chat. Reverend Catherine's going to elaborate on hospitality.
Just a quick note, one of the things that still is working is that we don't want coffee and cookies coming into the foyer out there in Richelieu Hall. So let's all cooperate, keep it in the foyer of Richelieu Hall and in the outside. It's really very nice, it's very friendly in there, and you'll like it. Thank you.
Wednesday evening services have started. August 1st, Reverend Mary Morgan will be the speaker and Reverend Martha Topol will do the meditation. Join us at 7:30 p.m. for an inspirational talk. Men's Spirit Group is Monday, July 30th at 7 p.m. in the teen room. Lake Arrowhead applications are now out. The dates are May 24th to 27th, 2019. If you start the payment plan now, you can pay it off over 10 months. Many have taken advantage of this payment method and are so glad they did. Applications are available at the front desk. We always have practitioners on duty. Look for them in the rear of the sanctuary rather than the foyer. We also offer prayer circle after both services. If you would like to join the circle, please come to the grand piano after service. Please remain seated for the meditation song.
Our thoughts are prayers, and we are always praying. Our thoughts are prayers. Be careful what you're saying. Seek a higher consciousness, a state of peacefulness, and know that God is always there. And every thought becomes our prayer. Our thoughts are prayers, and we are always praying. Our thoughts are prayers. Take charge of what you're saying. Seek a higher consciousness, a state of peacefulness, and know that God is always there. And every thought becomes our prayer.
And in this state of awareness, where I have an opportunity to choose to be in conscious consciousness, open, receptive, and present to that power, that all power, that life energy, that light energy, that love energy, that is the essence and core of my being, that is available to me at any time, just for the thought of it, the recognition of it, and the identification with it. And within that recognition and identification is the opportunity to demonstrate that tremendous ability to mend, to fix, to heal, whatever seems to require it, whatever seems to need it. Within it is dissolved every ailment of any kind, because it cannot be in conscious awareness of presence. That is the way, the quickest way, the most awesome way, the secure way, and the full way of coming to that healing grace that dissolves any impediment to wholeness, fullness, and completeness of being, simply allowing myself to be totally conscious of the awareness of the presence of the life that lives me in every aspect of my being and all being. For where there is the consciousness of wholeness and fullness and wellness, that's all there can be in experience. That's all that can be expressed by means of that one who knows the truth and has been set free. To know fully and wholly and totally and vibrationally that all I am is the energy of life itself in all of its power and magnificence, with the awareness that that energy is pure unconditioned love. That is all that I need to know, to express, and to experience. And it is mine to do and to be. So this is what I know for myself in this moment now, and I pause for a silent moment just to honor it and acknowledge it and to be in awe of the great self, of the self within me that is me. And a gratitude, knowing this to be so of me, I know it is so, of all of life. And so in this vibrational energy of life and light and love and wholeness, I send forth this word of truth out into all there is, knowing it is felt and experienced by all there is. And life is the better for it, and change for the better has occurred. So again, in deep, deep gratitude and total admiration of the source of my being, in recognition of its power and its presence within all of life, and my life too, I relax, I release, I let go, and I say, and so it is.
Our thoughts are prayers, and we are always praying. Our thoughts are prayers. Take charge of what you're saying. Seek a higher consciousness, a state of peacefulness, and know that God is always there. And every thought becomes our prayer.
Before you begin, the teens and I would like to present our tithe check to the rest of you as well. Because of all of your generous donations during our tea and during all of our various bake sales, we had 10 teens that were able to go to camp for free because of you. And because of that, as Lucy said, she got to be elected on leadership. And I will keep saying it every single time because I'm so proud of her. But also, I want to thank each and every one of you from the bottom of my heart, because it makes it so much easier, and knowing that I can have faith and trust in all of you to support the teens and all that they ask for. So in return, we are tithing a check for $422.50. So thank you.
So on behalf of the community, I accept this wonderful donation, this tithe, to go forward and do more great good so that youngsters like yourself can keep doing the good that you are doing and having the wonderful experiences that you have. And they have had wonderful experiences at camp. And let me tell you, when they go to camp, it's not for fun and games and play. They get a little of that too. But it's very intense. It is an intense week, and they're all ready to come home at the end of it. Appreciative for it, but ready to come home at the end of it. But it is a very intensive week. And in it, lives are changed. Things are worked out. And sometimes lives are even saved. So that's what you do as a community when you support our teen group and you help them to go away to have this beautiful retreat time, this time of camaraderie in a safe environment, in a loving environment, in a supportive environment. They experience spiritual community as it can be lived when they're together like that. And it's a wonderful, wonderful goal that is set for them and for all of us when we have that kind of experience like we do in Arrowhead, to endeavor to continue to live our own lives down the hill. And they're up a hill too. They're up in Idlewild when we come down. And guess what? Just as they came down, the fires started. And so we're grateful for that. And we're keeping everybody in mind who are undergoing floods and fires and all kinds of challenges that we know very little about. We do remember them. So we are very proud of our teens, and we're very much in love with our teens, and we very much support our teens, because look at them. They're the ones that are going to have to face a future full of challenges in the world, and they're the ones that we can rely on to bring their best vibrations out there and make good things happen. That's no pressure. But please do a better job than we've been doing. And take care of those future generations. Make sure they have a good world to grow up and live in. But as I say, no pressure. But you will have our backing, you will have our support always, and our love will always be with you wherever you are, because you're part of the fabric of our being now, all of you. So when you scatter to the four winds, as some of you may well do, don't forget to find your way back home, because we will be missing you. And we will always have open arms ready to receive you back home again. So well done to each and every single one of you. You're making a difference, not only in your own lives, and some of you have overcome so very much. Some of you have done that, and well done to you. But you, because you can do that, are helping others to do the very same thing. And you're a wonderful light and beacon to all, who are challenged. So it's not an easy time for you youngsters in our world, but you're the ones that we turn to and rely on to help everybody in similar circumstances and to bring the world along to that beautiful place of serenity where it is meant to be. So thank you, thank you, thank you, and we love you, and thank you for your generosity. And we thank Maureen, too. We thank Maureen, too, for being such a big part of all of it and steering that ship, which is not always that steady sometimes, no more than any of our ships are. So kudos to all of them, and great work going on in the teen group and in the youth church, too. So thank you, thank you, thank you. We appreciate it, and we love you. Thank you. I'll leave this over here now. So, my dear ones, it is the last Sunday of July, if you've noticed. And for those of you who are going to cry when all of those Hallmark Christmas movies stop playing at the last day of July, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, don't worry, because Christmas is only around the corner. They'll be back again, and more of them very, very soon. But great safe television to watch for those of you who are addicted to having a television on when you're falling asleep. It's a good channel to have on. It's safe TV. You won't have any terrible, horrible things going into your mind while you're sleeping. So again, we're concluding our wonderful journey through looking at the power of healing in our lives and the necessity for us to be able to understand that healing is consciousness. Consciousness is it's a healing consciousness, and we're learning more and more how to apply that healing power in our lives and to all life. And today it shows up in an interesting way. It shows up as spiritual vibration. And as you know, we all know songs about, as I was saying this morning, vibrations of all kinds. But spiritual vibration is something that you and I are well versed with, even though we may not be consciously thinking of it as spiritual vibration. Ernest Holmes states very loudly and very clearly that the laws of science and the laws of physics are the very, very same. Boils down to one simple thing. Everything is energy, and everything moves. Everything is energy, and all energy moves, and moves all the time. And he goes on to say that everything in form flows out of one divine infinite substance, one substance. And that is expressed through vibration. It is expressed through vibration. So we're all going around vibing all of the time, whether we know it or not. Even when we're sleeping, we're vibing. Vibrations are part and parcel of who and what we are. In fact, we're just balls of energy. Great balls of energy is what we all are. And how that energy gets distributed is very important to your life and to mine. And in fact, I don't know when you last thought of yourself as this, but you are a broadcasting station. Each and every one of us is a broadcaster, just like a radio station. We are all broadcasting all of the time. And what we're broadcasting is whatever waveband we've tuned into on the vibrational energy level. Whatever we've tuned into, that's what we're broadcasting. And like every radio station or television station or whatever gadget station you're tuning into, it can be all kinds of energy we land up in and decide to stay in. So it can be horrors, you know, the horror flicks, the horror movies, the horror games, the horror, the war, the killing, the murder, the mayhem, and all of that. It can be, you know, I Love Lucy or whatever. It can be great music. It can be whatever it is we're tuning into. All of that vibration is surrounding us, and we're sucking it up and we're taking it in. And you and I are all radio stations out there broadcasting all of the time. We're vibing each other all of the time. And remember, we don't just communicate to each other through the power of speech. That's one way. But I can tell you sometimes a look can say much more than a mountain of words can say. Just one look. Think back to your mother when you were a 4-year-old and you're in company and you're out in company or in a store and you get the look. Well, you know what that look is because you feel the energy of it. You feel the energy of it. She's vibing. She's vibing. And what she's vibing is, don't you dare. Don't you even think it. And it's the same when we're with people. We love to be in the company of people whose energy is light and energetic and vibing to something that is affirmative, something that is enriching, something that is embracing, something that is enhancing, something that is welcoming, something that is safe, something that is extremely attractive, because good energy is very attractive. And we love to be in the company of those. When they walk into a room, they lighten it up as well as light it up. Then there are the other folk who come in with the other kind of energy. And we don't want to be anywhere near it. And it's not a thought in our head that says, oh, this person has rotten energy or whatever. It's a feeling. Right here you get it. It's not a thought. It's a feeling. The energy has hit you right in your solar plexus and you don't want to be anywhere near it and you want to extract yourself. You'll walk the other side of the room. You'll walk the other side of the street. You'll turn the other way or whatever it is not to bump into that energy if it's a known energy. But if it's not a known energy, if it's some new person you don't know from, whatever, you can still get the vibe. And it's a vibe you do not want to be near. 5 minutes I worked in corporate America, and there was a young man who used to come into the office where I was, and he would... And he was dichotomized. He had two sets of vibes. Anytime he came into the office, he was fine. He had great energy. It was very, very enjoyable company. But others would say to me, oh my God, there's something weird about him. There really is something truly weird about him. I can't stand being in his energy. And I didn't understand it because it was different in our office. This chap turned out to be Charlie, who was responsible for that model who disappeared down here and who was murdered. And he's in prison now doing time for that. And there were two sets of energies vibing in him. One group of people found him creepy and didn't want to be next, nine, or near him, and the other group of people thought he was a wonderful young fellow. That's a strange thing when it's dichotomized. Sometimes it's dichotomized, and sometimes it's definitely the one thing or the other thing. It's very clear. It's very clear. So what we're asked today and this week to look at is, what kind of energy am I vibing? What is my energetic vibe? What am I vibing? Because let me tell you, the infinite beingness of life is pure energy. It's pure power. It's pure truth. It's pure life. It's pure light. It's pure. It's all pure. And that is all condensed into its main attribute, which is love. Love that we have no understanding of, none whatsoever. As much as we say we love each other, as much as we say we love the God we embrace, we have no idea, because if we did, we would be as it is. We would have merged with its consciousness at the level of its consciousness, like all of those who were deemed enlightened did. The most extreme example of that was the Christed one, Jesus. He was so in tune with the vibe of creation, with the vibe of the creator of creation, with the vibe of wholeness and completeness and centeredness, that he commanded energies. He commanded the energy of the water, etc. He commanded it. He was able to conduct it and command it and simply say, be still, and it was, you see. And that's what being in alignment with the pure, undiluted, vibing energy that is at the center core of our being, which is pure life, pure light, pure energy. Nothing purer than it. Reminded me of one of the gurus in India who was invited to look at a nuclear plant, and they thought it was a great good thing bringing him into this very special place where he could gaze into this big tube and look down and see pure energy at the bottom of it. And so he looks down and he smiles to himself and he doesn't say anything. This is grand, it's wonderful, it's a great experience, thank you. And in his mind he's thinking, well, finally they're catching up, they're beginning to learn what pure energy is like and light. Now it's blue. This particular pure energy, it was blue, pure, beautiful blue that you couldn't describe. Now in meditation we talk about the blue pearl. Sometimes you're lucky enough to realize the vibration of the blue pearl that pulsates in your third eye. And that's what everybody in this particular Siddha yoga anyway, Siddha contemplation and meditation, we're always endeavoring to achieve experience of the blue pearl, is what it's called. And so energy is who you are. Energy is what you are. Energy is how you are. And we get the how we are because we know it in our moods. Our mood can be here, it can be there, it can be all over the place. Moods can be any old where. Well, what is a mood except energy? It's just energy. It's your energy out of whack sometimes, and it's your energy in beautiful centered state of awareness at other times. And so we're called today to get a real understanding that every time we wake up into a new day, we are the deciders of what kind of energy we are going to be vibing with today, and what kind of energy we're going to bring to our world today, what kind of energy we'll bring to our homes today, our workplaces today, wherever we are today. What will we be vibing? I'll tell you what we're going to be vibing, what our consciousness is contemplating, what our thought patterns are. That's what we will be vibing. Our thoughts are energy. Our thoughts are vibrations, are tones, and so are our feelings. And that's what you and I will be bringing to life and living, whatever the consciousness is focused on, whatever is moving through the mind of each one of us. So consequently, knowing this, you and I get to choose how we want our consciousness to be and what kind of thoughts we're going to think, so that they will create feelings of high energy, so that when we go forward into life and living, we are going forward at a high level of vibration and consequently supporting life, affirming life, increasing life, adding to life. And when I say increasing life, I don't mean increasing life, increasing vibrations of lighter and more energetic, beautiful, graceful waves of energy levels going out from us, because you and I cannot increase life. We don't need to. All life is ours. All life is available. All the life that there is all the life that there is, and there is that now. So what is that going to look like for you, and what is that going to look like for me? Because everything you're thinking is vibing, everything you're saying is vibing, everything you're feeling is vibing, everything you're doing is vibing. And that vibration is either depleting life or raising life up, or just flat leveling. Neither doing this nor this, plateaued. And sometimes people say, well, I don't do any harm. Well, okay, but you're not doing any good either. So, what is it going to be? Because you have the power, you have the awesome power, you have the awesome power, you have the awesome power to create through your own expression and the way you conduct that power, amazing, extraordinary good. What would appear to some as miraculous happenings because of your presence, because of your energy, because of your alignment with the truth that sets us free. With the truth that sets us free, which is the understanding and the awareness. As Ernest Holmes says, all form flows out of one substance, one divine, infinite, intelligent substance. That's what it's all flowing from. So I have this infinite, intelligent, divine substance flowing through every aspect of my being, and it's available to me to conduct, to direct, to make the decision around with regard to what that energy is going to create and cause in my day, not just for myself, but for everything and everyone around me. Because here's the thing, you get to understand the omni-essence and the omnipresence of life, of that which is divine, when you understand energy. Because energy is one energy and it's everywhere present. And that's why you and I are everywhere present too. Because that energy is just like waves in the ocean. You can't separate it from the ocean. Your energy cannot be separated from mine, and my energy cannot be separated from yours. Your energy will affect me, and my energy will affect you too. And everybody else's will. So don't wonder when you get up in the day and you've looked back at your week and you know everything has gone well because you've been the best of yourself. You've done everything and been everything you possibly could be, and you're quite feeling good about it, and yet you feel yucky. Well, everybody's energy is pouring in and through you. You have to understand that. You have to know that. And then you have to say, oh, yes, I know what that is. However, I will keep knowing what I know and being what I know I can be, and it just floats in and floats out, and that's it. And you remain centered in that awareness. There's so much power in each and every one of us, which is what all the great teachers and philosophers have told us throughout time. I mean, there isn't a school of philosophy or a school of religion that hasn't said that energy, vibrational energy, spiritual energy is amazing grace in some way or another, So you and I have to decide now, every single moment throughout the day, and most especially first thing in the morning light and last thing at night, how we are going to vibe. How are your vibrations when you fall asleep? How are your vibrations when you wake up? Do you tune into your vibrations during the day? Do you look to that and see what's going on? And do you make adjustments? And do I make adjustments accordingly? Because that's the way we're going to align ourselves into recognition and identification with the true essence of our being, so that when we do declare a thing, it is done unto us as we have declared it. Because we're aligned with the all-power, with the all-presence, with the wholeness, with the completeness of the life that breathes us, that the life that we are, in fact. There's no other life but God life, and that life is perfect, that life is whole, that life is complete, and that life is my life now. How many times do we have to read it? How many times do we have to see it? How many times do we have to hear it to get it? One life, that life is perfect, that life is whole, that life is perfect, that life is complete, that life is God life, that life is my life now. Well, maybe we need to say it until we're almost blue in the face, until we get it, until it starts saying us in return. So that's the challenge for you and for me this week and for the rest of our lives, to know that I am a point of vibrational power through which the infinite and all of its magnificence can flow unencumbered and unimpeded by my consciousness and my thinking and my feeling, if I can just be in control of my thinking. Control your thought and you will control your world. And when you control your thought and world, then you're ready, and I am ready to conduct that energy in such a way, to direct that energy in such a way that good and only good is the outcome for yourself, for myself, and for all life as well. And don't think that every thought matters, every thought does. Don't think that every feeling matters, every feeling does. It's an amazing thing, but for that to happen, you and I have to take charge of our consciousness and our thought and our thinking. And when you take charge of your thinking and feeling, life is so much more clear and focused and empowered. That's what I have to do. A professor once gave an exam to his students. He came in one day and it was a random test and they weren't prepared for it. He said, I'm giving you all a test today. I know you're not prepared for it, but just do what you can with it. Gave out all the pages, face down, as he always did. And he said, now turn your page and see. And they turned the page and it was a blank page except for one little black dot in the middle of the page. And he said, now write about what you see. Just write about what you see. And they puzzle for a while, and then they all get going and they write furiously and so on. Well, to the last person in that class, they all wrote about the black dot. Not one of them wrote about the white page. They all wrote about the black dot, the tiny little black dot that you could hardly see. And he said, that's how we are, he said, with our life. We get so infused by that one thing that's getting on our last nerve, or that one story that we will not let go, that one negative thing, or two negative things, or three negative things, or however many negative things, that causes us to be focused on that energy. And because we're focused on that energy and we will not let it go, we're vibing that energy. So we're wondering why our lives are not going as well as our lives could go. And our lives could go so much better if we focused on all that beautiful, clear, spacious, white light. It would be wonderful. The white page indicated all the good stuff, and the little black dot was an indication of just that thing that we will not let go, that we will chew on and chew on and chew on and chew on and chew on, until sometimes it can kill us. It can kill us. So what is it going to be for you and for me when it comes to living the life that we have to live the rest of our lives? Because the rest of our lives could indeed be the best of our lives, there's no doubt about it. And I mean, energy does have power, and people may say, sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me. That's really not so. As I shared this morning in a story about a monk, a very, very holy monk who had a great reputation in the East, and he was in company and community with the village that day, and he was speaking to the village, and one fellow in the village stood up, who was a well-known person in the village, a powerful person in the village, and he said, all of this nonsense that you're speaking and it doesn't really, you're going on about what we have to say and how we have to say it and so on. It doesn't matter what anybody says to me. I don't care about what anybody has to say to me. I mean, I think what I think, and that's that. And then this, he said, and your words have no power over me. And so this beautiful holy monk went into one string of cusses, and he cussed that fellow up and down the yin-yang, up and down the yin-yang. And everybody was so horrified and amazed. And then the fellow got so irate and mad and furious and said, how dare you? Don't you know who I am? I'm going to see the end of you. I'm going to pull you down. I'm going to make sure that you never set foot in any village, far less this one, and blah, 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 blah. And he was enraged. And then the monk went back to his beautiful, serene self and said, sir, I've just proven to you the power of words and its effect on people. Look how those words of mine have affected you. He said, as I spoke them, I cancelled every one of them because I didn't mean them. But I just wanted to demonstrate, and thank you so much for the experiment, because it proved the point that yes, every word counts, every word has a vibration, and everybody responds to vibrations. And that's what we're responding to in each other. The vibrations that comes with the words. Now, I always said you'll get mostly what you really want depending upon how you ask for it and the energy with which you ask for it. And so consequently, the energy plays an important part. The energy, for example, of no. Every time you hear no, it just hits you there. No. You just said, you're beginning to say, you don't even get out, which is no. And it gets, and from the time we were knee-high to grasshoppers, we've heard that. No. Sometimes to save us from the fire or whatever it is, but no. And to this day, when you hear that word, it hits you right here because it has that connotation around it. Yes, has so much of a different vibration to it, does it not? Words have their own tone, texture, and vibration. So yes, you and I are the stewards responsible for our environment, our own mental, spiritual, physical, and emotional environments. And so consequently, every word we say, every thought we think, and every feeling we entertain is going to affect our environment and the environment of all else besides. So it behooves us to be who and what we are called to be. And what we are called to be is life. Vibrant, energetic, flowing and glowing with the power of unconditioned and unconditional love. Because that's what our goal is, even though we don't know it yet fully. We have not experienced it fully. Yes, we love our friends. Yes, we love our spouses. Yes, we love our children. Yes, we love people in our lives that mean so much to us. And it's so beautiful and wonderful to have that in our lives. But it's also true that we are very disappointed when they let us down or appear to let us down, that we get very upset and very distressed and very disappointed, and we don't feel safe anymore because there they were, my closest best friends telling me, we'll be there for you, I'll be there for you, you can trust me, you can count on me, I'll always be there for you no matter what. And when that moment comes when they're not there for us, the feeling that is, the vibe that is not a happy one at all. And it can be very, very hurtful at times too. And we have to work our way back into regaining the trust in the promise that I will be there for you. The thing about your relationship with Spirit is you can rely upon it, you can depend upon it. When life says to you, I am at your back, I am there for you, I will take care of you always, I will respond to you always. You can always depend, rely upon me. Psalm 91. And he will bear me up on eagle wings. This is what that is, Psalm 91. He will bear me up on eagle wings. Hold me, shelter me in the shadow of his wings, and hold me in the palm of his hands. You can rely upon Spirit for that, and that's the only thing you can rely upon is your primary relationship with the self of yourself that is within you. It's not fair to put that expectancy on any other human being in your life, no matter how close they are to you, but you can put that expectancy on the power and the presence and the life that lives you, the life that fills you, the life that created you, the life that sustains you, the life that maintains you, the life that took up residence in you from the moment that you came into being and stay there with a love that will not let you go. That you can rely upon, and that is where we first go to for any kind of help we think we need. We knock on it, we ask it, and we seek it, and we find it, and it opens the door and it says yes to us. That's the kingdom within. And the kingdom within is pure energy, pure life, pure light, pure love. That's what the kingdom within is. And it's not a location. It's not even a state. It's who and what you are all the time. It's who and what you are all the time. It's just that we forget it. We don't remember it. We don't trust it. We don't believe it. We say we do, but we don't because we don't know it. We do not come to places like this to hear more about this thing called God, life, whatever you want to call it. We come to places like this to endeavor to open ourselves up in receptivity to experiencing what it is, not knowing more about it, but to experiencing it. And you and I will not budge an inch, a whit of an inch, from where we are in our tendency to fall into fear and anxiety because we don't truly believe, we do not truly know, we do not truly believe, we do not truly trust, we do not truly have faith in that power and the presence and the essence of the power and the presence of being itself that breathes us is in every aspect of us. Now, you and I are concentrating on that, focusing on that. You and I are meditating upon that until we know it in a way wherein our self, our small self is no more, and we become formless and faceless, and we're one with the vibe, with the energy. We're in it. It is us. There is no separation. We don't know where one begins and one ends. We are just vibing to this thing called pure life, pure light, and pure love. Now that's what you're created to experience, and that's what I'm created to experience. That's what you're created to know, and that's what you're created to be. And it is within you. The capacity now, this minute, is within you. For if we do not find it within ourselves, how can God be God by means of each one of us? We have to first find it within ourselves for God to be God by means of each one of us. And how am I going to know God if you don't show me what God is and who God is? How am I ever going to know I'm forgiven if you don't forgive me? How am I ever going to know that I'm loved if you don't love me? How am I going to know that? There is no other way until I can come to that myself. I am depending upon the God within you to reflect that to me. You are God to me, and I am God to you. Like it or lump it, I am God to you. You are God to me, and I need you to be God to me, and you need me to be God to you for this thing to break open, for this egg within us to crack and break and release us into a whole new life and a whole new world and a whole new way of being. That's why we come to places like this, so that we can listen more and more, not to anything or anyone, but to the power and the presence of Spirit within us that's speaking in and through by means of each and every one of us, pulsating, vibrating all of the time in all of its splendor, all of its glory, nothing missing, right here in each and every single one of us without exception. It's just that some of us are a little bit more awake to it than others, but that doesn't make any one of us better than any one of each other. None of us are better than the rest of us. All of us are the great and the good and the whole and the wholesome in potential, awaiting to be hatched out. And we're all hatching at different levels, at different times, on different trajectories of time. But we are all the egg that contains the magic, the beauty, the grace, and the glory of the living beingness of life itself. And you're that right here. You are that right now. And don't let anybody, especially yourself, tell you otherwise. Do not believe what you may hear that others say or think of you. It is not the truth, even if it's good. You're more than that. You are so much more than that. And you're certainly much more than the gossip. That's for certain sure. That's for certain sure. And nobody has the power, nor should they have the audacity to tell anybody who you are or what you are. Because if anybody amongst us is doing that, we absolutely have no idea of who we are ourselves. We're lost the whole idea of what life and love and living is in each and every one of us, because each and every one of us is a library, a never-ending library of spiritual books that we could sit at the feet of and read and read and read and read and be awestruck by what we're reading. That's how important and special and significant and unique and godly each and every one of us is. Each and every one of us is. So please do not spread the lies and do not listen to the lies. If you want to know the truth about anything or anyone, Be quiet, get still, go within and listen and be in the presence of your own beauty and grace and the truth that lives within you that sets you free. Because that and that alone is the only thing that can set us free. When we come to the home to ourselves, like the prodigal son, when we come home to ourselves. He came to himself is the best line in Scripture as far as I'm concerned. He came to himself. And when he came to himself, he got to go back home. And when he went back home, what did he find? More love, more celebration, more glory, more respect than ever before, because he had first respected and come to himself and felt good about himself. Because as you feel about yourself, as you think about yourself, the world is going to think and feel about you. It's going to give it right back to you what you're thinking and feeling, and what you're vibing out there is going to come right back to you and saturate you. Now, you want that to be a beautiful thing. You want that to be a glorious thing. You want it to be a huggy, lovey thing that's coming back to you and embracing you. You don't want to be something that's coming back and punching you all the time and knocking you all the time, knocking you down all the time and battering you and bruising you and keeping you down and keeping you down and keeping you down. Imagine, thought has the power to do that. It has the thought of just punch your lights out. Or it has the thoughts of raising you up. And he will raise me up on eagle wings. He will hold me in the shadow of his wings. And he will hold me closely in the palm of his hands. What more could we desire? Why is it that we keep saying no to the power that we are, to the grace that we are, to the life that we are, to the light that we are, to the love that we are? Why is it we keep pushing it aside? We don't want to know. We don't want to know. We just want to stay in the mire of unconsciousness, in the struggle of being half asleep. Why is that? Why is it? Who cares why it is? We could just change it. It doesn't matter why. Why doesn't matter anymore. It's what matters. What am I going to do about it? How matters. How am I going to think about myself from here on in? What and how? Those are good questions, strong questions, powerful questions. Why? It's kind of a why. It's a kind of a whine, isn't it? Why? You see. That has to stop if you and I are going to be all that we can be. Because why? The world needs it. Raging out there at the moment is the world. Raging fires, raging waters, raging earth, and raging people. Much of it out there. But along with all that raging, you and I can be the calm to the waters. You and I can be the rain to the fire. You and I can be the beautiful, wonderful, respecting energy to the earth. And you and I can certainly be godly with each other. And you see, you don't have to go to school, and neither do I, to learn how to do that. It's within us. It is within us. The beauty and the grace of life and light itself is within us. And let nobody tell you that you are anything but life and light and love and beauty and intelligence and grace and peace and joy. Because that's what you are. Maybe you don't know it yet. Maybe you know it a little bit yet. Maybe you're really waking up into it now. Maybe you think you're on the cusp of just getting it. Where it doesn't matter where we are at the moment. It doesn't matter what I brought in with me through that door, what kind of a vibe I came in here with when I came in here. I may still have had all kinds of horror stories going on in my head and so on and so forth. But that can be left right here and let it be absolutely absorbed in the beautiful energy of 70 years of prayerfulness that takes place in this room. Let it be absorbed. Don't take it back out there with you. You don't have to. You could renew yourself here. You could have that baptism again of Spirit. You could give yourself that baptism of Spirit right here and right now. You could baptize yourself again in that state of grace, and you could come up out of that state of baptismal grace as a new creation, pure, undiluted life itself, pure born again. Be ye renewed by the renewing of your minds. Put on the mind that was in the Christed Jesus, in the Buddha consciousness, and see if life will not shower you with such enriched blessings that you will be on your knees in awe, rejoicing and crying tears of joy and freedom. Can you do it?
Yes.
Will you do it?
Yes.
Truly?
Yes.
So it is. So it is. It's going to be a great week, everybody. It's going to be a great week for everyone here, and the world is going to be blessed as a result of each and every one of you going out there renewed. Reverend Catherine.
Dear everyone involved with presenting the science of mind, I really want to say something very simple. I so much enjoy my Sunday morning experience. I love the people I meet, and I enjoy visiting with the ones I have already met. Coffee in Richelieu Hall is fun. Thank you, Dr. Moira, for talks that are so engaging, and thank others for all the other lessons and for the music. Thank you for helping me to become more involved in the giving program. I am looking forward to wonderful things. With so much love.
This is the moment when you get to applaud yourself for being such a wonderful community and creating the opportunity for individuals to grow. And if it weren't for the community, it wouldn't be an opportunity for individuals. So that's what makes community so very important. And that is what we support here, and especially at this time in our service, we're supporting the continuity and the legacy for future youngsters to come and for future people to find us. So let's keep up the good work, and let's know that you cannot give and not receive, pressed down and spilling over any good thought, any good feeling, any good deed, or any generous gift. And so let's take our gift between our blessing hands and say, divine love consecrates my gift. It goes forth to prosper all those who give, all those who receive. I rejoice in the sharing of my good, and I release my gift with love, and so it is. Thank you.
Well, you can feel it if you open up your heart. Well, and you can hear it if you open up your heart. And you can see it if you open up your heart. And you can be it, well, if you open up your heart. Well, you can feel the beat of love every minute calling out your name. And you can hear the sound of peace in the water dripping on your window pane. And you can see the light of hope in a rainbow shining just for you. And you can be the one who dares to make a difference in the little things that you do. Oh, you can feel it if you open up your heart. And you can hear it if you open you open up your heart. Yes, and you can be it, everybody, if you open up your heart. Come on, let's feel that vibration. Feel the beat of love every minute, calling out your name. And you can hear the sound of peace in the water, tripping on your window pane. And you could see the light of hope in a rainbow shining just for you. And you can be the one who dares to make a difference in the little things that you do. Oh, you can feel it, everybody, if you open up your heart. Yeah, open up your heart and you can hear it if you open up your heart. Well, and you can see it all around you if you open up your heart. Open up your heart and you can be it if you open up your heart. Now this is bridge. Hey, so much of life is wasted on misery that tears us apart. Oh, true happiness is yours and you feel it when you open up your heart. You can feel it if you open up your heart. Come on, everybody. Open up your, and you can hear it. I hear you, 'cause you're opening up your heart. Oh yes, everybody, you can see it. Look around you. If you open up your heart, you really can. And you can be it if you open up your heart. So everybody, this is your turn. Stand up. Open up your heart. Come on. Open up your heart. Come on. Come on. Open up your heart. Everybody open up your, I hear you. Come on, open. We're gonna do it right here. Right now, let's feel that vibration. Open up your heart. Come on, everybody. Open up your heart. 4 times. Open up your heart. Open up your heart. You gotta open up your heart. Open up your heart. Open up your heart. You gotta. Yes. Open up your heart. Yeah. Yeah.
Now that's one amazing vibration right there now. Thank you so much. And what a band. Andy and Bruce and Oliver. What a band, my goodness. See, you can feel the vibration in this room today, can you not? Well, it's the music of the band, but it's the music of your hearts and minds too. So it's been a great day in the sanctuary today from beginning to end. Now, of course, I'm going to be taking you all on vacation with me now. You're going to the Four Corners States. Just want you to know, you will be in Zion Park, and you will be in Beaver Creek in Colorado, and you will be in Santa Fe and Tahoe, and you will be in Sedona. So enjoy the experience because I'll be vibing for you all. So I'll take your good vibes with me too, and I'll have a quadruple good time of it. But in the meantime, you'll have very good people taking care of you, and I know you will show up for them, and I know you will be there for them too. And I know that you're going to enjoy this wonderful new month of August. Make the best of the last days of summer and go into the fall all jazzed, the whole idea that we're going into this beautiful new time of year. And for me, of course, the year always begins in September. It's an academic year. So that's the opportunity for you all to make up your minds that you're going to take that class you keep putting off for however so long. And it will be a wonderful thing, because it's not only about coming to class and learning stuff, it's about coming to class and getting to know yourself more deeply and fully and making lovely friends. So we'll be all looking forward to that. And in the meantime, just keep vibing out there in this world of ours that needs your precious vibes. You know yourself that we have challenges, But we can meet those challenges. Love on. Love on. That's how we meet them. And we are not afraid. We will not be afraid. And also, you won't hear it in the news so much, except when it's extraordinary. For example, we have great vibes and great groups and individuals going on out there, creating great good. Most of it we don't hear about. We did hear about it with the saving of that wonderful, precious football team and their coach, and how beyond miraculous that was, because even the divers said that they had no hope of bringing out a full team, that they expected they would lose 3 to 5 of those children on the way out because of the grueling experience it was going to be. But then the ingeniousness of God came up and through, and infinite intelligence has said, put them out. Put them out. Make them relax. Let them go to sleep. Let them not be aware of any of it. They were not aware of any of it. They don't know they had that experience. Oh my God, when I look at that thing on the television and I see all the stuff that was going on. And it's interesting to know that the one that did give up his life was one of the divers, was one of the servers, was one of the experts. And those children will never forget that, and neither will the world. But that one incident brought the whole world, brought us all together. Weren't you all vibing? We were all vibing, sending out that energy, knowing it didn't matter. Those kids were going to come home. All of them were going to come home. No parent would be brokenhearted. They would all make it out of there somehow or another. We all had that faith, didn't we? We just knew it. In our bones, we just knew that. Now, if we could know in our bones that this world could, if we, enough of us, came together in prayerfulness and high vibrational energy, could create the same result, could absolutely create the same miraculous result, that we could fan the flames of rage of every kind on this planet if all of us could unite. So thank you to the visioning meditation group. We have guided visioning here every Monday night. Small group of us show up without fail. And I want to thank them very much. And they've all decided that we'll go on hiatus for the time of the rest of the summer. And that at 6 o'clock on Monday night, wherever we are, we'll tune in for at least 5 minutes. And we don't just vision for our center, we vision for the world. It's world peace we're into, and world unity we're into. So if any of you can think about it at 6 o'clock on a Monday night, some of us will be at one mind, knowing great good for the center and great, wonderful peace and unity and harmony for our world. So I invite you to join us in that, and I would appreciate it very much. It will be a wonderful, good thing. And so enjoy the rest of the summer. Enjoy being you. Enjoy being you. Enjoy it, celebrate it, be delighted with yourself. Get up every day and be delighted that you got up, and be delighted by and with yourself, the self of yourself, and the rest will take care of itself. And honestly, you'll overcome anything, whatever challenges crop up in the day, you'll get through them, and you'll get through them well. You won't have to expend your energy or give yourself a headache or a stomach ache because of this, that, and the other, him or he or they or them or whatever. You'll just move through those waters, those troubled waters. You will move through them steadily, and you will not be disturbed by them. Remember, it's the waters that are disturbed. You don't have to be. You don't have to be. So, blessings on each and every one of us, and we're going to dedicate our prayer now to the love that you are. The love that, this is in celebration of you, and the love that you are. I know divine love enfolds me, divine light leads me, divine life lives in me, divine wisdom inspires me, divine compassion expresses through me, and divine power protects me. All that I am is Spirit's life in expression, and it is good and very good. With deep joy and generosity filling me, I go forward now in sacred service, supporting a compassionate world that works for all. I move through my days with grace and ease, in peace and love, in health and wellness, in fullness and plenty, in loving relationship with all. What I now know for myself, with blessing and in deep gratitude, I know for all life, there is only love, there is only love, there's only love. And going on right now, you may have noticed we have renovations going on. We have beautification of the center going on. And I have to ask for, please, your patience. Please, your patience while this is taking place. We're going to be put out a little as far as Richelieu Hall and so on is concerned, but please be patient. And soon you'll have a beautiful place to re-enter and enjoy. So thank you for that. And thank you for all your good thoughts, your good deeds, your good feelings. You're making the difference, and I thank you for that. So.